Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Hopefully everybody out there is enjoying 4/20, April 20th, 2015. We're going to use this to spark it up and talk a little bit about Rob Van Dam. RVD is that kind of guy who you're always thinking is going to be joining WWE just about any time now. Much like Chris Jericho, he's a guy that comes in, he goes out, he comes back in, he takes little breaks. He's not a full-time wrestler, but WWE knows if they put that short little vignette about RVD, Rob Van Dam coming back, it's going to work just about any time for people to get hyped up about his return to WWE. Remember, after he was gone, he took that long absence from WWE. He went and did that short, forgettable stint in TNA. He actually became TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Once he finally did come back, it was announced that he was going to be participating in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. People went bananas. If you go back and watch people's pay-per-view reviews, most people mention the Rob Van Dam video more than anything else that happened on that show. People just got all fired up with expectations about Rob coming back. I don't think people were really picking him to win, but people were really excited, and he even made mention that WWE was able to get him over more than TNA was able to get in his few-year run throughout the company. What most people remember about Rob Van Dam and TNA is actually him winning the TNA championship and then using too many of his days to the point where they stripped him of his championship without him even losing, citing that they needed to have a champion on the show. So then they started a tournament where the tournament wasn't even ended and there was not a crowned champion before Rob Van Dam made his return back to the company. That is what I remember. And then basically him never getting his, match to get revenge for Abyss taking him out with Janice. But, if I look at Rob Van Dam's runs inside WWE, both of them since he's made his return, of course, the one was in 2013, and then, of course, the run in 2014 where he came in after WrestleMania 30. He came in, he did his debut, or his return, I guess you can say. People get mad at me when I mess those up. The night after WrestleMania, and then he wrestled, in his first pay-per-view was basically intersecting himself into the Jack Swagger versus Cesaro feud, making that into a triple threat, and then going after Alberto Del Rio's World Heavyweight Championship and stealing away Ricardo. Very, very forgettable things. Rob Van Dam, if I'm him, I'm sure that you can see that he's making a lot of indies right now. He doesn't do a ton of indies, but he makes sure he does big ones that are on a big stance. I was able to see him wrestle, him and Sabu against the Hardys at the WrestleCon wrestling show. The Hardys, of course, winning the TNA Tag Team Championships on the last TNA Impact on Friday, winning the tournament that was held throughout the show. Congratulations to them. Honestly, there was a lot of people at that WrestleCon show that left thinking that it was a really good match with a very bad main event. I didn't really think that the main event was that bad. I wasn't really that hard on it. It was a TLC basically match. It was all no rules. Everything must go. I didn't have the thing where Miguel and Ravi ran into Jeff Hardy and Shane Helms and Matt Hardy, where basically they were complaining, thinking that that Rob Van Dam and Sabu were a little bit too rough during that match. Of course, there was that new late breaking news. The things going on really weird on the dirt sheets right now. Almost 2 weeks past WrestleMania 31, and they were just putting it up there that Jeff Hardy had dislocated his finger and his hand was all messed up, and that Rob had got busted open in a match 2 weeks beforehand on the WrestleCon show. But Rob took a ladder to the head early on in the match and got busted open, but it made the small indie show in that ballroom feel like it was really, really big. But if I'm Rob, I'm looking at those indie shows that I know that he's demanding a big number, that like not RVD, that Rey Mysterio, his price has been said to be $20,000 per appearance for indies, knowing that he is one of the hottest guys fresh out of WWE. Rob Van Dam, one of the biggest names of WWE, ECW. He can demand a big price. People know Rob. They think that he's a big deal. you got to think that he's going to be able to drive a hard bargain to, get, first class travel and his hotel paid for, plus a large check for being there. WWE, if they bring him in, does he demand that he knows what they're doing with him? Maybe become a guy like Chris Jericho, be very smart with the fact that, they're bringing me in and, what are you going to do with me? I'm not coming in just to be here. I'm not coming here just to get a paycheck. I want my storylines to mean something. I want to be working towards something. That's what Rob Van Dam needs to be doing, because as of right now, if Rob was to rejoin the company at this point, I'm sure that they would just put him in there having matches against Damien Sandow, aka Mizdow, or The Miz, and just be having matches on a show just to have a show. So I think that Rob will be a part of WWE sooner than later. Definitely, I don't think he's going to be joining a TNA. I know that Lucha Underground is going to be taking a break for the rest of this year before they rejoin the El Rey. For some reason, there's a little bit, it's not a huge money problem, it's just that they've sort of promised that they're going to be working on a different television show until then. We'll have to see if Lucha Underground is going to be able to survive the break. Normally in the wrestling business, when people take breaks, it's not that they don't come back, but Lucha Underground, I know, wants to become a touring real company, but as of right now, they hold their shows in southern LA, where Rob Van Dam lives. I'd be very surprised if, when they make their return, I know that they're going to have Alberto Del Rio. They're going to be having Rey Mysterio as a part of their company, but why aren't they bringing in Rob Van Dam? Definitely could be something that goes down. So we'll have to see what comes for Rob. But hopefully out there, everybody's enjoying the 420. Rob Van Dam. RVD. Whole fucking show. Actually, I said whole fucking show.